Mythical places that never existed.
Probably. From time immemorial there are stories about mythical places, many of which have never been found, but do they really exist? Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Legend has it that King Nebuchadnezzar II built these amazing gardens for his Median wife, Amytis, who was missing the lush vegetation of her hometown. High Brazil is a phantom island said to lie in the Atlantic Ocean, west of Ireland. Irish myths described it as cloaked in mist except for one day every 7 years, when it becomes visible but still cannot be reached. Atlantis. One of the most popular mythical place on Earth, Atlantis has been present in our imagination ever since 330 BCE. Many maps place Atlantis in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, but other locations have been speculated, from the Mediterranean Sea, to Antarctica, and the Caribbean. El Dorado. The legend of El Dorado refers to a tribal chief of the Muisca people, of modern-day Colombia, who would cover himself in gold and throw treasures into a lake as offerings to the gods. Kingdom of Saguenay. When French explorer Jacques Cartier arrived in what is now Canada in 1534, he was told by locals about a place filled with gold and silver called the Kingdom of Saguenay. Cartier went looking for it in 1535. The local chief Donnacona warned him that the peoples of this kingdom were heavily armed, had only one leg, flew like bats, and didn't need to eat like the rest of us. Shangri-La. The legend of this sacred Tibetan valley dates back to 962 ACE. Somewhere in the Himalayas, this city located on a mountain made of white crystal was inhabited by Buddhists who never had contact with our world and lived in pure harmony. Lyonesse. The kingdom of Lyonesse was supposedly connected to the Isles of Scilly, off the south coast of England. It was then submerged by water, following a divine punishment. Residents were strong and handsome. They built many churches in the kingdom, but God got mad at them and sent a huge wave to destroy the whole thing. Thule. This legendary frozen land was reportedly discovered by a Greek explorer named Pytheas in the 4th century BCE. For many years this remained the farthest north location in many maps. A Thule society was formed after World War I reportedly. Members included Rudolf Hess and Adolf Hitler. It was named after the mythical land of Thule. Zerzura. The legend of this oasis city somewhere in the Sahara Desert dates back to the 1400s. It apparently had a gate with a bird that would hold the keys to the city. Bermuda Triangle. Also known as the Devil's Triangle, the Bermuda Triangle was first called such in 1964 by a writer named Vincent Gaddis. Throughout the years, numerous accounts of disappearing vessels and aircraft have contributed to the mystery surrounding the Bermuda Triangle. A famous example is Flight 19, where 5 bombers vanished on December 5, 1945. But it gets weirder. The search and rescue aircraft sent to look for them also vanished. Reasons for these mysterious disappearances have been attributed to numerous causes, from gas explosions to aliens. St. Brendan's Island. St. Brendan, aka the Navigator, was an Irish saint who navigated the seas spreading the word of God. At one point he landed in this mythical island in the North Atlantic, somewhere west of North Africa. This island was like paradise, except no one ever found it. Kingdom of Prester John. In 1165, a forged letter of Prester John reached Europe. It was reportedly sent by a Christian African king to the leader of the Byzantine Empire talking about this land and the Fountain of Youth. The news spread. Inspired by this story, many explorations followed. There was no sign of said magical fountain, or the kingdom. King Solomon's Temple. Solomon's Temple was a biblical temple in Jerusalem believed to have existed between the 10th and 6th centuries BCE. Its description is largely based on narratives in the Hebrew Bible, in which it was commissioned by biblical King Solomon before being destroyed during the siege of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar II of the Neo-Babylonian Empire in 587 BCE. Although no remains of the temple have ever been found, most modern scholars agree that the first temple existed on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Others believe that King Solomon's temple is a metaphysical allegory related to the edifice not made by human hands eternal in heaven.